Hello, everybody. This is Carolina with NYAFangirls, and today we have a special episode. We wanted to do a deep dive on SUGA's D-Day album because it's incredible. So that's why there's a different intro, because it's me and lovely Cynthia over here.
Hey, y'all. It's just us today.
So expect chaos and probably things that makes no sense. But anyway, so yes, no, we're super excited. We talked about this album a little bit in last week's podcast. So we talked about Hugum, and also when People Part 2 came out with IU, we also talked about that because we're Yoongi trash, and that's that on that. So if you guys don't know, Min Yoongi, aka SUGA, came out with a D-Day album. We've been waiting, expecting, and he's on tour right now. My sister just came back from seeing him. They were like third row in the midst of all that GA pit. So bless up.
I love that for her.
You know that she texted me in the middle and she's like, "Yo, my ticket is VIP," and I'm like, yeah, like, what did you think it was? You paid so much money and you're in pit. Yeah. She's like, I had no idea. And I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? Do y'all not look at your tickets? Like, and then her friend Anya was just like, nah, it's just, we were just glad that we got tickets. I mean, point made. Like, it didn't
not only were you blessed with tickets, but you were blessed with the tickets.
Exactly. I was just like, damn,
I'm very, very much enjoying the videos from the concerts of the tour, even though we're not there, and I'm a little sad, but it looks like such a good time. And I know that he mentioned it too, that he worked a lot on the tour production, and it shows from everything.
Yeah, you can definitely tell, because even the stage, like how it like slowly falls apart, so he's just like on the floor. Like, that's insane, the way that he did that. So imagine you're like pit, and all of a sudden, like, Min Yoongi is right there. He's right there because there's no stage.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And the fact that he had something to do with that, I was like, damn.
Of course he did.
But it looks like he's having so much fun on tour too.
Is.
Like, he looks super happy.
Yeah.
And
good.
Yes.
He looks so good.
God,
we need to talk about this for a second. Like, he looks so good.
This, like, the black hair, the dark hair, the, like, oh my god, him rapping, like, I'm telling you, I haven't even gotten to see videos of him doing ciphers, like the cipher 3 and 4, because I'm just like, I'm gonna combust the moment I see a fan cam of this.
I have not, for that very reason. I am enjoying how absolutely lit the audience is in each show. Like, the energy is just over the top, and that is exactly as he deserves. Yes. And you know what? I'm just putting out into the universe. I don't know how or when, but we're gonna see him, so it's fine.
No, I'm down for that. Like, I need to see Min Yoongi as like AGUST D. I need to see AGUST D.
Oh my god, AGUST D. And wow. And on a sentimental note, he mentioned that he wanted to do the solo tour because he wanted to be able to give advice to the rest of the members when they do.
Aww.
And I'm like, cute. Shut up, because he's like, yeah, because we never are able to ask for advice from anyone, so I wanted to be able to do that. I'm like,
that man is truly just, I cannot handle him. But also, I'm just like, Min Yoongi, you should have known better. Like, you needed a bigger venue. Like, yeah, arenas were just not gonna cut it. That's why you had bitches fighting in like Texas or something. I don't even remember.
Oh
yeah, it's been chaos. I'm just like,
yeah.
But besides that, yeah, it looks like everybody's having a good time. But back into this album, we're just gonna go like song by song type of thing and kind of share our thoughts on each song, starting with D-Day, which is how he starts the album, a strong start. He's spitting fire from the beginning and basically telling you that it's time to be reborn and like start again, like that D-Day is here. And that's this fire ass album. That's what that D-Day is.
Dude, when he started off cussing, panty dropper,
like right away,
instantly,
bro. In this whole album though, like he's literally just cursing left and right, and I'm just like, thank you. Also, he was using like way more English than I thought that he would.
Yeah, I was really surprised
because I was not expecting that at all from him. I was just like, this man is just not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it, but he did it.
He did it, and now he's like, that's as much English as you guys will get from me. Did you see that clip of him from his live stream today, or his his live stream. He was just eating and he read a comment and he read a comment saying, speak English. And then he responded in Korean, no, I'm just going to talk Korean.
Yo, I hate when people ask them that.
Me too, like, for
you
what?
go and learn Korean. Damn.
Yeah.
Just sit there and vibe like the rest of us. Like,
exactly. Like, do you think I know what Tay is saying when he goes randomly live at 2 o'clock in the morning? No. Do I care? No. He's pretty.
Exactly. You just stay there. And by social cues, maybe he'll throw in an English something and you're like, so that's what we're talking about. Got it. Like,
oh my God. I do that so good. I'm so good at doing that.
Yeah, no, now with all this, like, the V lives and the YouTube lives and the whatever lives, like, yeah, you'll get used to it. After a while, you're just like, okay, I understood one word out of that, so I know that y'all talking about this.
Yeah.
The rest, I don't know, but have fun.
You read the vibes.
And that's it.
Okay, but anyway, back to D-Day.
I know. Yeah, so D-Day is just telling you, at least how I saw it was just him saying, we've always said that AGUST D is, like, obviously Yoongi's persona to, like, kind of let go and like be free and like not feel like the shackles of being an idol, like type of thing. So I think that this is just like, this is the D-Day because this album is fire, but also like it's time for me to be reborn or something like that.
Yeah, because he meant it as an end, but an end is always a beginning. Yes. And so he wanted the meaning to be that an end is always a beginning because when he first started, if y'all remember his first mixtape, AGUST D, and he always meant from the start to release 3 mixtapes / albums. It was meant to be a trilogy, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And so this is the last, maybe this might be the last album of the AGUST D series, but we'll see because, he was like, I'm kind of going back and forth about it. So we'll see what happens. But for now, this is the end. And so starting off the album with D-Day, having that as the meaning, saying like, hey, this is a fire album and it's the end of this trilogy, but it's also a beginning because now, he can maybe pick up AGUST D again later on or not, or he can, just decide to release things as SUGA or Min Yoongi. Who knows?
That's true. I didn't even that did not cross my mind at all. I did not remember that at all. So that's wild. Hopefully it's not that he's like, hi, I'm touring, and then after this he goes and I become a military wife. Let's not hope.
Carolina, shut up.
I'm sorry. No. I'm scared about everybody now. Like,
I know.
I'm already just left.
Tay isn't even in, and I've been a military wife since Jin left. Regarding BTS, but I don't. Nope. Anyway, next song.
Yep. Besides that, yeah, D-Day, incredible. Like, In Your Face, Min Yoongi, we love that. After that, featuring J. Cole. Featuring J-Hope. The moment I saw this on the album, I was just like, this song is about to go off, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be about telling people to like stop talking shit. Like, I just knew that Soap was gonna be talking shit, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're telling everybody to stop talking shit about them. BTS don't deserve that. And I love when they do songs that are like flexing, and even in this one they're just like, no matter what the fuck like we do, like our shit goes off, and like what's your excuse, like what are you doing? I'm like, tell them
bro. When I saw the title of the song, I was already thinking the same thing. I was like, oh, they're about to go in on this because are you kidding me? It was a pleasant surprise, honestly. I wasn't expecting this either. And it was a perfect gift because I love LOVE, all caps, when BTS members are talking shit, because they are for the most part, they're always so graceful, so, it's
Like
okay.
humble and shit.
Yeah, so humble. And I love that. But I also love that they're just like, hey, we're good people, but we're not stupid.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, we hear you. We know that this is happening. We're not dumb. We know, like, that you're saying things, okay? The walls talk, basically.
Exactly.
But
and there's no wall.
Yeah, but it was so dope. This song is, like, this song just goes hard. And, like, I always like when they do, like, that fast rap thing and it's, like, going back and forth. And that's what they did here with, like, J-Hope coming in the middle of the track. Like, it was just so, yes. I was here for it. I loved it. I would want more of it. So
Same.
and the fact that they did all of this and then it's just like, oh, J-Hope is like, I just love when they collab and it's not like in BTS. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's good.
I really love it. I love the flow. I loved everything of it. But, of course we would. Of course we would.
Well, we're going to move on to some feelings because, damn, Amygdala. When I talked about Amygdala in last week's episode for a little bit because, like, I was vibing to it without knowing the lyrics. And when I read the lyrics, I was like, oh, this is super personal. And then obviously, like, with the music video and everything, like, that was wild to me. The way that he, like I said, like I mentioned this in last week's episode, but how he basically, like, depicted trauma and how it just kind of consumes you and you're, like, reliving it over and over and over again with trying to escape but you can't. Like, that, it hit hard. Like, I was just like, that's crazy that he's sharing all of that too with us.
The fact that he portrayed it in the music video too, in terms of his accident, because I already knew the meaning of the song and I had already read the lyrics when I saw the music video, I screamed, like I jumped when I saw that he was putting on a helmet. I go, oh my God, no. And then he goes to the scooter. I'm like, oh my God, no. And it was beautiful to see as well because that is obviously such a horrible event to have to go through. And not only did he have to go through that, but he had to, well, he thought he had to be quiet about it. He had to just suffer in silence. And so I love that he's able to portray that so beautifully. And it's just admirable because, being triggered by anything that reminds you of a traumatic event really does put your body into fight or flight. And him not only talking about it, but like you mentioned, saying even more personal things. I've always just seen Yoongi as, he has this cool boy swag kind of.
Yeah, like he doesn't want to talk about like, oh, what feelings, what are those type of things.
Yeah, like that's the vibe that you get from him when you see him and you watch anything of him interacting with any of the members, right? But but he is one of the few members of BTS that really he wears his heart on his sleeve 100%. Because if you think about, for example, Jin, he looks like, he's so pink and bubbly and just always making jokes and la 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 la, but he's the member that we know the least amount of. Honestly, we don't know anything about him, really.
He's kept it that way. He distracts us every time we get
exactly
a little bit, he's just like, haha, JK.
Yeah, so you would think it would be the other way, which is also stereotypical. So you would think that Yoongi is reserved and doesn't share anything about himself, but I appreciate that he shares these things with us, and I appreciate also seeing him portray it in an artistic way, because it's just, I'm always in awe of him and his brain, and I appreciate seeing him be able to turn something so horrible into something so beautiful.
And not only that, but to again be like so vulnerable to kind of like show that and to everybody, especially because he's talked about it, but it's like, we don't really know. Basically. So it was nice to see that, but it was just, honestly, even the thing is too, like, even if you don't know what the song is about and you're just listening to it, like, it's a type of song that makes you want to like scream it in your car. You're just like, AMYGDALA! Like it's something like that. So even in that, like, you feel that emotion of what he was trying to depict, like, through the song, like, even in the the rhythm of the song, like how it's delivered, everything.
Yeah, the videos of him in the concert performing this and everyone screaming the chorus. Oh, I felt that because that's how I feel too when I was listening to the song each time it plays on, honestly.
Yeah, no, like it literally is a song that makes me want to just like scream it in the car. Like it's just it's that type of song. And that's the magic with Yoongi too. I think that he's able to adapt like the way he raps and the way that he creates or whatever or sings. Like he's able to adapt it to like so many different genres and still make it fit into like what works for him, what sounds good. Like I'm just a simp for Min Yoongi, I guess. Like,
aren't we all?
Because wow, he was doing like he was doing like Seesaw, like what, like that acoustic version during the concert. Because we never forget Seesaw in this house. Let me tell you.
I never thought I would see Seesaw again, but guess what? I'm gonna be watching Seesaw again live.
Wow. And then an acoustic version.
She dropped that cheesecake.
I'm saying, iconic forever. I'm so happy he's doing it. But anyways, I get distracted easily because Min Yoongi and then I keep thinking about the concert that I didn't even go to. But like,
I mean, I'm pretending like I was there, so it's fine.
Right?
In my heart, I was present.
Yep. In my heart, I was at that concert. Nobody else.
I was front row.
Front row. Like I had so many interactions.
Oh my god.
Crazy. Min Yoongi and I are in love. It's amazing. Like
you heard it here first, folks.
This is the first time it's an exclusive. But anyway, moving on to SDL. He gave us a complete 180. He went from emo, like super personal, to fucking softy Min Yoongi, like. Or SUGA or AGUST D, whoever you want to call for this song. But this song reminded me of, like, you know, in the 2000s, those R&B songs. Like,
yeah!
It was that. It was a baby girl, I love you type of song, like a begging song.
Yeah.
But it was like, but the lyrics were not about begging.
That's always how it goes, though. The song and then the lyrics are completely different. And it's just always so fun to see.
Basically. It's just like, you think the song is about this? JK. It's like Mist by ATEEZ. Everybody, when it first came out, everybody's like, oh my god, like, is this a sexy song? What is this? And then they read the lyrics and it's sad. It's so sad. I don't even remember what it was about, but I just know that it was sad. So Min Yoongi right here. That's an example. But I really love this vibe. I love seeing Min Yoongi doing music like this. I really like the song. It's one of my favorites from the album, and I love that little like talk rap thing that he does in it. I'm just like, yes,
panty dropper all over again.
Basically,
love as he's talking. I love the lyrics saying, "Who do you live for?" I go, damn.
Who do I look for, Min Yoongi?
No, who do you live for?
Oh, you're right. Never mind.
But also Min Yoongi. No.
I'm telling you, he's coming in here. I know that, like, at least with this one, what I kind of got from it was just like love and everything was surrounding it. You can go from like the happiest to like the most sour person in a blink of an eye. So it's just like, so at that point, it's like, again, like, who do you live for? Like, what are you doing for yourself? Like, love yourself. I felt Nam June in the background yelling that.
Love yourself. Love yourself. I mean, this entire album was based on being present. And as someone who is very much trying to study that the last year, it's quite hard, especially coming from like a traumatic life. So, genius. That's it. Min genius.
For the next song on the album, we had Polar Night.
Ayo.
Which also is going into that kind of like, chill vibe and things like that. But the beat for this is super dope. Like, he's just going off. So he has this line in the song that's like, oh, if you shut your mouth in a talkative era, they point fingers at you, calling you a bystander. How dare they? And I just kept thinking about the many times, like, Stan Twitter or, like, whoever would be like, oh, well, they didn't say anything about this issue, so they obviously are against it. And I'm just like, not everybody will speak out on social media about anything that's happening. Yeah. So, like, that's why I was just like, again, tell him, Min Yoongi, tell him.
As always, he sees everything, and I appreciate that about that man. I swear he has like 3 interns that just stay on the internet and
Look
send
up
him reports.
what's happening on Stan Twitter today, Deborah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Like,
let me tell you the tea. Did you know that he wrote the song in 30 minutes? Like, it's crazy.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he had like 3 or 4 songs left to finish off the album, and he couldn't work in Seoul, so he, called up Hybe. He's like, hey, can y'all get me somewhere? And so he went to the mountains in some place super remote that he requested. He's like, no, I mean like remote. Like, I want to be alone. And so that's where he was. And yeah, he literally finished those 3 songs in one day and then like went back to Seoul.
What the heck? Yo, imagine having money and doing that whenever. That's amazing. But also,
I love that.
Damn, 30 minutes.
He said that it was flowing out of him at that point. So it was very beneficial for him and us.
Yeah, because now we have this masterpiece.
I know, I love the song.
That man is so talented. And I'm never going to move on from that.
Never. And I'm just appreciative.
Moving along then, we got Snooze, which is my favorite song on the album. Yeah, I freaking love this song. I never would have thought that he made a song with freaking WOOSUNG from The Rose. And their voices together are just wonderful because WOOSUNG's voice is so like haunting. And going then with Min Yoongi's like with Yoongi's like just rapping style and things like that, like it just blended beautifully for me.
Bro, I love WOOSUNG. Seeing that because like, yes. WOOSUNG's albums always hit so good, and obviously Yoongi's too, so it's just a beautiful blend for me.
I feel that.
He did start writing the song. I have so many facts. He started writing.
Damn.
She came prepared. Okay. He wrote the beginning of the song while he was in the hospital. After he got back from being in that remote place, he was just getting some basically like liquid IV and shots.
Okay, I was just like, when the hell did he go to the hospital?
No, he went there to get like more energy because when he got back from that trip, on his way back, he was like, oh yeah, I nailed it. It's gonna be so good. And then he went into his studio and he hated them. He hated everything. And he was like, no, oh my God. And so he's like, you know what? I'm getting some liquid IV right now. Some IV shots. And so he went to the hospital and then he ended up writing Snooze, like the beginning of it. And then he came back and then he would listen to the songs again and he goes, wow, you know what? These slap.
Oh my God. He's such a special freaking human. I can't. But you gotta do what you gotta do when it comes to creative, I guess.
Yeah.
It's such a good album.
It really is top notch, and we're not just saying that because we're stans, okay?
Exactly, not just like I've literally been listening to this nonstop. Like it's so
Same.
good, and I think at least with Snooze, I felt like it was like a song to everybody. Like it's okay to rest, like when shit's going crazy, like and basically to like pay attention to your surroundings, like the people around you, like I just think it was like a very encouraging song as well. Because he's saying how like may your dreams should not just be dreams, and the transition like like at the end when he's saying like everything will be all right, like over and over again, and then it goes into like the lyrics for So Far Away, and that shit was so beautiful to me because So Far Away is one of my favorite like Min Yoongi songs, and literally how he just started saying like the dream, like that shit, I loved it so much.
Chills, dude. The first time I heard it, chills all through my body because it's just those mini like callbacks, especially if you've been a fan for a while. It's just not only calls back to that song and that song's release, but you can always vividly remember what was going on around the same time as well. So you can call back when like a certain album was released that really meant a lot to you and like what was going on at that same time. And I just appreciate him and his songs all the time because he is obviously a very hard worker. Yes. That man is hustling, okay? Sitting down, always. Him talking about the importance of rest. As a fellow workaholic.
Yeah, like we need that.
Yep.
Nah, I get it. But I like that they tend to do this, especially
Mm-hmm.
more Yoongi, like visiting
Yeah.
old music and like old
Mm-hmm.
tracks and putting like those little hints into the new
Mm-hmm.
music that he puts out. So I really like when they do things like that. And but I again just love this song. I love the vibe of it. I love again the blend between the like WOOSUNG and
Mm-hmm.
Yoongi, and like how everything just flows with this song. And there was one lyric though, like it was just so sad. The why did you choose this painful and lonely road? Never forget
Yeah.
the reason, even if time passes. And like that's true. Like even if you are like in such tough times, like of you trying to reach a goal, it's basically, you know, like don't give up, because
Mm-hmm.
like just always remember where you started basically, and like how far you've
Remember
come.
why.
And
Yeah.
remember why. Yeah, we talked about Snooze a little bit too in last week's episode too, but
Mm-hmm.
because we were just like raging about it because it's such a good song.
It is.
And to wrap it all up, we have Life Goes On,
Mm.
which I think was a beautiful way to finish this album, like to kind of leave it in like a very positive note. And the song itself, again, this is more of like the chill side of the album, like towards the end. And this is just like a chill track and just kind of saying to always remember the good memories no matter what. Like time will continue, but you will always at least like have that with you.
I think it's beautiful the way that he's ending it as well. I really love how at the beginning of the album it's just like bam, bam, bam. And it just kind of, you know, slowly fades and slowly like calms down. And I kind of I take that as well from his last releases too, because August D, like the first one, damn,
Shit was like in your face, I'm gonna kill you.
yeah. And
Yeah.
you can, we talk about this too when about Namjoon's recent releases too, where we're
Yes.
just like, we can feel their anger at the beginning of those songs, like the hunger to prove themselves, and
Yep.
then to see them progress, like to turn that into like more mellow, as in they're more at peace now. They've accepted a lot of things, they've been through a lot, and they've processed a lot. So
They've like grown up from before.
yes,
When it was just like, I'm angry, you're not listening to me. But now it's like, all right.
yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, basically. or
It
you
is
know,
what
like
it
things are figured out, or like that, you know, things worked out for them and they were able to like get their voices out. So I think that now obviously they're just happier and in a much better place. They're not just like, we have to like do this in order to succeed. Like now they're like already there, even though I know that they're probably just like, no, like I need to do more.
Always. Yeah, I think that they still have that passion inside them, which is why they're still able to, you know, bring out those like heavy hitters still, you know.
Yeah,
those
exactly.
those like talk shit ones. I love. But anyway, now they've kind of more or less seen what really means a lot to them,
Yeah.
versus what they thought they needed to be able to feel whole.
I definitely agree, because I think that now they're again like they're just in a better like space and a better anything. So
Better mental space.
the
and
only
everything.
one that you don't see that, I feel like J-Hope was the opposite. Like Hobie went from like, you know, Hope World to now like Arson. Like he was just like, nah, I'm talking about my deep shit now. Like
I think it's because for Hobie, it was reversed for him because he always was portrayed as the son, and so he always had to kind of had that persona, that mask up, that not guard up, but more or less always have to show his
Happy
bright side.
Yeah.
Versus like as he progressed, he's like, you know, it's a, you know, like, yeah, I'm
time.
happy. I am happy, but guess what? I do get sad, and like shit does happen to me.
Exactly. Like, yeah, no, I get it. It's just funny that that's how it happened.
It is funny. I love it. How 2 out of the 3 rappers went like angry to like, you know what? Vibes.
Vibes. Yeah, like life goes on. Life goes on, okay? Like it's fine. Also, like going from, even in this album, like going from the earlier songs where it was like, again, like more hard hitting and things like that, but also like all his trauma, like and wanting to like break out from that, and maybe just like the struggle between him. Like I know that he's spoken before about like how it's hard for him to accept like the persona of being an idol versus like his how he started as a rapper.
Yeah.
So I know that sometimes he's mentioned like, oh, like it's I'm trying to break out of it, but I don't know how to do it. But I think that now like he's just accepted that as part of him.
Yeah.
And I think with this it's kind of just him being like, yeah, man, you know, it is what it is. Like,
yeah,
we're gonna keep it moving.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I can still rap.
Like, yeah, like at the end of the day, I'm good. Like,
yeah,
it's fine. But this was again an incredible piece of art. It's just a piece of art. This album is so good. I want more now. Like, oh, this just came out. Too bad. You're gonna have to put out another one like right now.
Right now, immediately. I mean, I would love more, but either way, I think that this was a beautiful ending to a new beginning for him. And this album, like Carolina said earlier, I've nonstop been listening to it. It's just so good, as one does when his albums drop, of course. He talked recently in one of the concerts where I mentioned this. He said he was talking about how happy he is to see everyone having fun, and that he was like, you guys are the reason I'm alive. And I'm like, ugh.
Oh my god.
Like, don't, because you're the reason I'm alive, bitch.
Whenever they say things like that, I'm just like, okay, like, yeah, same.
Twinsies.
Damn.
But I love how sentimental he is, because, you know, I'm a sentimental girl and I love it. I eat it up.
You're like, yes, bring it out. But yeah, no, I even seeing him in concerts and stuff, like he's having so much fun. Like I mentioned earlier, like he's just living it up. And we love that for SUGA in this house.
SUGA. Yeah. I wish him nothing but the best and all of the success that his little heart desires, because he deserves it.
That's all that he deserves.
What Yoongi wants, Yoongi gets.
It's true. Every time he says something, he gets it.
Yeah, and he knows we said it too. That's why I'm telling you. I'm like, they know everything. How? Okay, favorite song or favorite? No. Okay, top 3. There we go.
Top 3. Okay,
top 3.
Number 1 is Snooze for sure.
Per.
And then I'm gonna say number 2, SDL, and number 3, title track, Hagum.
Ooh, okay. My number 1 is also Snooze.
Yes.
My number 2. Okay, I'm gonna butcher it. How do you say
Amygdala?
Amygdala.
Yes.
Why does that sound so ugly? Ew. Number 2, amygdala.
Amygdala.
Thank you. Wow, that word is just throwing me for a loop, y'all. Okay, and number 3 is featuring J-Hope.
Okay, felt. Yeah, I went into the more emo side of the album.
No, it's fine, because up until yesterday, I was playing like the really sad songs on loop the last week, because I was just going through it, y'all. I was going through it mentally, emotionally, physically. Like, it was bad in Cynthia Town. But you know what? Yoongi's album once again kept me company, and that is why we love music so much, because it keeps you company.
And that's what we're here to enjoy it. But anyways, that was our little deep dive into Min Yoongi's August D-Day.
Stream it,
love it. Let us
watch
know.
the music videos.
Watch the music videos. Let us know what your favorite songs are. Like, what are you listening on repeat? Like, let us know, because we want to also scream, because this album is incredible. And if you're seeing Min Yoongi, send us videos.
Please. We would love that.
We love that. So, let me try this. I'm not gonna be as good as Kat, okay? So whether you are streaming Min Yoongi's album nonstop like we are, or you're crying because you can't go see him in concert yet because you already did in your brain and in your mind, just always remember to
fangirl on.